Hey guys, welcome back to the Phantom's Den. Today we're going to try something completely brand new to this channel. Back when I first started this channel about 2.5 months ago, I knew I wanted to make a React channel starting out and I wanted to do a wide variety of content. And as time went on forward, I started finding my niche and doing more analytical style videos on artists and music groups that are popular. And while I enjoy getting to use my degree and my knowledge in music and musical theater to be able to dissect those videos for fans, I also wanted to be able to deviate and do a larger variety and widespread range of content on this channel. And something that I'm actually passionate about is Pokemon, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to react to a very popular animation artist on YouTube and one of her videos. Her name is Jaiden Animations, and she made this video called I Attempted My First Pokemon Nuzlocke. Now, I'm not a PokeTuber by any means. I don't do Let's Plays. I am a fan of the series. I have been going through and playing old Pokemon games for the last couple months on my 3DS and on my Switch, and I'm just really passionate about the series. I've loved it my entire life, grew up with it, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to try and share this with people and, spread our community and our little fan base we have here at the Phantom's Den out to game players as well. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and give this a watch. I've never seen this before, but I'm a little bit aware of what Nuzlocks are. I hope that she gives an explanation in the beginning to break it down for people who might be unaware of it. And yeah, so let's just give this a watch, and I'll comment kind of as we go.
Within the Pokemon community, there's a set of self-imposed rules you can add to the games to make them more challenging,
Oh, cool.
called a Pokemon Nuzlocke. You can only catch the first Pokemon you run into per route. If a Pokemon faints, it dies, and you can't use it anymore.
Yep.
And you have to nickname your Pokemon to get more attached to them. That means if you aren't careful, you can technically lose a Pokemon
Texas
game under
Smash.
those conditions. I've wanted to do a Nuzlocke for the longest time. I've started a couple in the past, but never actually got to finish any because busy. But today's the day that all changes. I decided to make a video on my first full attempt at a Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Let's see how it went. After breaking free from the back of the moving truck my mom stuffed me in and introducing myself to the neighbor Brendan, the kid that I always thought was a monkey said that he heard screaming up ahead. Professor Birch is getting mauled by a level 2 Poochyena, so I let his Torchic out and she scratches the
Nice.
crap out of it. He
Good
gifts
choice. I
me
like
Torchic
Torchic.
for rescuing him, and I name her Teriyaki, my first Pokemon. Walking
Nice.
up the route more, I run into Brendan, who challenges me to a battle, where Teriyaki proceeds to also scratch the crap out of his Mudkip. Good job, Teriyaki. You're 2 for 2. Doing great.
Okay, real quick. Oh man, this animation is fantastic. Like, I've seen a few of her videos in the past, none of her Pokemon stuff, and I'm like, wow, she's actually a pretty good animator, but this is amazing. Like, wow, kudos to her. Yeah, no, so like she said, she explained the rules a little bit. Yeah, you gotta nickname them, only one per route. It's basically self-imposed hard mode by fans for Pokemon to make the games, less, babies first RPG or JRPG, I should say, to, like something that could be more akin to advanced gamers or adult gamers. Yeah, no, I'll be honest, I've never done a Nuzlocke myself. I've never had the desire to, per se, or honestly the time to really give it a shot. I've only become intrigued in this more advanced gameplay style of Pokemon in recent years. I've always been more of kind of a casual fan, somebody like I've played all the generations, I own multiple consoles, multiple versions of the games, and I've played through them all. So like I'm knowledgeable and I love the series and I love the games, but I've never gone so far as to like be like an avid collector of all the Pokemon or to play a hardcore versions of games. And to my knowledge, the earlier generations like 1, 2, 3, and I guess even 4 are harder because, games today, there are a lot of quality of life improvements. Like XP share all is on like all the time and like Sword and Shield, so it makes it super easy. There are ways to turn things off and to modify it and yada yada. You can make it difficult, but like due to lack of quality of life improvement and access to other features and whatnot, the earlier games are much more difficult and prominent within the Nuzlocking community, as I have been made aware of. But yeah, no, this is fantastic so far. Let's just keep going.
Professor Birch gives me 5 Pokeballs, and the Nuzlocke has officially started. I walked back up to catch my first Pokemon and ran into a Zigzagoon. Alright, not the best, but I can work
HM
with
Slave,
this.
it could work.
I think we're gonna have a really awesome adventure.
Sorry, give me just a second here. Okay, sorry about that. Don't have premium, so we get ads every now and then.
Dude! So Teriyaki one-shotted Zigzagoon with a critical hit scratch,
Ooh, that's
but
rough.
whatever. Contain your murder a little bit, alright, guy? Route 102 is right around the corner, and that's where I was able to catch Corn the Seedot. Look at us, couple of friends
Like his
ready
little
to
eyes.
take on the Hoenn region together. After watching the weird kid Wally struggle to catch his first Pokemon, I continued on to Route 104 and found a little Tailo in the grass. Aggressive and screams when hungry? Oh yeah, I know your name. In Petalburg Forest, a Team Magma grunt jumps some random professor, so Ari and Teriyaki peck his eyes out. Oh, hello, Shroomish. I'm gonna name you Onion. I make it to Rustboro, and
Okay.
while getting ready to take on Roxanne's gym, Teriyaki kills another Zigzagoon I was about to catch. What's your problem with Zigzagoons, dude? But it
it's
turned
rough.
out alright, because she also ended up evolving.
Yeah, there you
Onion
go.
was able to destroy Roxanne with ease, and we got our first gym badge.
Nice.
Exiting the
Clean
gym, we
sweep.
catch a glance that Team Magma is up to no good again. Something about the scorching earth or something. And this old man exclaims that they stole his Pico. Here's your dog. Also, you're coming with me. The mayor thanks
Ooh,
me by
Whismer.
turning
That's a
me
rough
into
one.
his errand boy, and I arrive in Dewford to give a letter to Stephen. Alright, what do we got? Ugh. Okay, chomps. After finding Steven, it was time to take on Brawly, the next gym leader. Ari's a stone-cold killer and easily earned MVP in that fight. Things were going well. 2 badges in, and the team is looking good.
Yeah, okay, it's not bad so far. Yeah, she had a clean sweep at the Rock Gym with her Shroomish, and she used her Tailo to be able to sweep the Fighting Gym next. And Combuskin, she's got already. She's got a C-Dot. That's not so great. Mawile gets some flack, especially in Gen 3. Some people like it, some don't. I never really cared for the Pokemon. I got nothing against it, but I wouldn't use it on my team. I understand, like, beggars can't be choosers. In Nuzlocke, you're kind of stuck with whatever you end up with, and you got to make it work. And there's a lot of research and whatnot that has to go into knowing, learn sets, move sets, crit ratios and stuff, understanding how much damage each move can do. Like, if you want to be successful, there's a lot of research you got to do before going into this stuff. And you also have to be okay with failing and being cognizant of, like, if you fail, then, like, you can't just keep going. Or you can. I mean, like, they're made up rules you just, you do yourself. But, like, if you're playing on a stream or on a Let's Play live and you try to weasel out of it, your chat might not be so forgiving of it.
Good. On my way to the next city, I caught a tentacle on the beach. Squidward. And after beating Team Magma and Brendan again in Slateport, it was time again to get ready for the gym battle with Watson. But as I was fighting some trainers, Chomps the Mawile got electrocuted a bit too hard and was killed.
Ooh. God, you're
Jaiden,
even over leveled
let's
too.
battle.
That sucks.
I want to show you how strong I am. Okay. Ari, this is an electric gym. You're not allowed to fight in here, so you can just wait outside. While battling the gym trainers, Onion evolved into Breloom, and together with Teriyaki, they were
Hey.
able to get another victory. Now we were riding
man, there you
high.
go.
3 gym badges in and no main casualties.
Aw.
With our massive confidence, we decided to take on the Winstraight family's challenge of beating all their family members. I
That
had
can be
Squidward
rough.
out front to get him some experience, but we ran into some troubles with Grandma. Oh god, it's gonna do a high jump kick. We can take him out, but I need a clean switch first. So I had to sacrifice Hushchild the Whismer, but honestly that was the safest move to ensure no one else died. Goodbye, Hushchild. You might be missed. While we were heading to
Oh gosh, oh god, that was really funny. Yeah, no, from what I know, based on seeing some other PokeTubers and hearing what they have to say about some of this stuff, that was a good play. She had a clean switch. She used a mon that wasn't really necessarily good, or that she was going to use later in the run, as a way to get a clean switch out, meaning that, like, she put it in intentionally to let it get killed or let it faint, so she could heal up and take care of her other mons that could then come back in and finish the job. So that was a good play.
Fall Arbor, fighting some trainers, Ari evolved. Oh, look at my big
Nice.
boy.
Swellow's a good
Oh,
Pokemon.
look at you. Yeah. We were almost to town, but we had to get through the sooty grass on 113.
Ah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All right, Barf, get in there with the...
Oh, let's see real quick. Yeah, Nummel, Skitty, Gulpin, Wurmple. Oh, yeah, well, she got a lot of bad RNG there on her encounters. That's a garbage box. Not really much you can do with any of those. Like, I guess if you evolve Wurmple into, like, a Dustox early game Gen 3, he can actually be pretty helpful, especially in, like, maybe the Fighting Gym. And I guess Nummel, camera up, but he doesn't have great stats, so I don't know. You know, pick your poison. But yeah, that's not a good trash box she has right there.
Rest of them. I walked into Meteor Falls to see Team Aqua and Team Magma arguing about water and rocks. Can I go? So get over here, Zubat. They kept complaining and I had to go up the volcano they were blocking to fight Maxie, the Team Magma leader. That was a hard fight. Onion and Teriyaki were able to take out his Mightyena and Camerupt, but his Golbat hit hard. I ended up having to switch in Ari and double team up to win the battle. Not the most honorable of strategies, but it worked and we're moving on. Man. On the way down the volcano, I ran into a matchup. Oh, hello there, Chad. What? You're a female? Did I stutter? We arrived in Lava Ridge Town and started getting through Flannery's gym. During that time, Squidward was almost killed by a Fury swiping Kecleon. Fury swipes. Oh my gosh, that does a lot of damage. Stop! But when it came time to battle, he pulled his weight and more. Honestly, with the team, there wasn't much I could have done to Flannery's fire Pokemon, but Squidward came in clutch by learning Bubble Beam, and it was all over for her.
There you go.
Badge 4, under our belt.
Nice.
Brendan met up with us outside the gym to give us goggles so we could walk in the sandstorms. I found a claw fossil, and Anorith was born. I didn't know what to name it, so my friend named him Gary. Now it was time for the
Yeah, no, it's not bad. Anorith, its stats and moveset really sucks, but if you're willing to train it up and take the time to grind and farm its levels, our model's not actually half bad. Like, Rock Bug is a solid typing. It can be fairly helpful. I don't remember all of the Elite Four members of Gen 3. I know, obviously, they have... I think his name's Drake. He's the fourth guy. He's another Dragon Trainer. I think there's an Ice-type user, and then there's also I want to say a grass user in the beginning, and then a ghost. I don't know. I'm sure they'll get to it, obviously, but yeah, like it could be solid if you get our model in there. Is what I'm getting at.
5th gym. After some training, Chad evolved into Machoke, and the team was leveled up. I started the battle with Ari, and after realizing I was in trouble...
Hold on. Alrighty, and we're back.
Yeah, that doesn't do a lot of damage. I managed to squeak by with more double teams.
Norman's a rough gym fight.
Ari was barely able to take out the first slacking, so when the second, stronger one came out, I knew I had to use a different strategy. I brought out Onion to leech seed it and try and get more chip damage in, which worked, but he was also killed by Slacking's Facade, which I thought he could take. Chad was able to finish off the rest of the fight, but that was the first death that actually hurt. I'm not crying. Someone's just chopping onions in here.
Not bad. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I might have played that a little differently. I mean, she had 2 fighting types. I get the idea of wanting to get chip damage in with Leech Seed, but I mean, Breloom's also a fighting type, if I remember correctly. He's like a grass fighting, I think. And, I mean, if it knew, like, Brick Break or something, you know, more effective, I just kind of would have gone for pure damage instead. Yeah, I don't know, to each their own. If not, I also just would have led with Machoke to begin with. I wouldn't even put Breloom out there just in case, because if I remember correctly, its special defense isn't great. I guess it depends on... Somebody correct me in the comments below or not if, like, any PokeTubers or Pokemon fans end up watching this. If they had... I can't remember if there were natures or not in Gen 3, if that got introduced then, or was it Gen 4? I don't remember. If there were natures, though, then it would have been good to have something to potentially boost defense and maybe, like, you know, sacrifice, like, special attack or special defense instead, something like that. But, yeah, I mean, it's fine.
But with every down, there's an up, and Corn stepped up and was ready to fill Onion's spot. While passing through Mauville again, Watson asked us to help him turn off the city's generator, and while down there I found a Magnemite. You want to come with?
Magnemite's great,
we
man.
kept
Magneton
on our way,
is awesome.
catching Spurky the Electrike, and while fighting some trainers, Corn survived 2 very close calls. He took a Swords Dance boosted Fury Cutter by Ninjask, and a misclick from me, which resulted in him tanking a wing attack from a Tailo. No! Corn, no! Oh. Dude, Corn, I'm so sorry. You're such a trooper. Good news is Squidward evolved while training, so that's neat. We arrived in Fortree City, and this was a gym
I appreciate the SpongeBob references, the handsome Squidward. That's great. Yeah, man, that's rough. Having a grass type fight a bug, like a boosted bug type and a flying type, and it didn't die. Man, she had some lucky RNG, some lucky low rolls there to keep her from getting critter one-shotted from those guys.
I was really nervous about. Not only did we not have a good team to take on a flying type gym, but Winona's Altaria is notorious for sweeping teams if she sets up too many dragon dances. I went to the grass to train up the team, and the worst happened. Corn was killed by pin missile from a Zigzagoon. Wait, no.
Oh, that sucks.
Stop, Corn!
That's rough, man.
Corn, no, Corn! You monster! How could you do this? Is this why you kept trying to kill all the Zigzagoons? I want to think that Corn sacrificed himself because he knew we were at too much of a disadvantage going into Winona's gym. Right. And by opening up a space, we could...
real quick. But I think that's something that I have learned watching other PokeTubers and just kind of hearing a little bit from their perspective and their experience and their content. Again, like if you're going to do a Nuzlocke, from what I've learned, you need to know their learn set and their move set. So whether or not she knew that a Zigzagoon could know a bug type move that could attack anywhere from 2 to 5 times, that could end up one-shotting her. She was 4 levels over, almost had full health, and it still died. So it's a risk that you take. And like, I mean, there are a lot of calculated risks, especially in Nuzlocks, and there are plenty of pros out there that fail runs because they forget things or they accidentally misclick or speed through stuff because they're using emulators. Like, stuff happens. But, yeah, that's really unfortunate, but it happens.
Get the type advantage we needed to stand a chance. With a heavy heart, I brought Zip Zap Zop the Magnemite to the team and realized how much more grinding I was gonna have to do. I had to fight so many Merrills to get Zip Zap Zop on par with the rest of the team. You wanna know how many? The move Thunderbolt can be used 15 times before it runs out. And I had to go back to the Pokemon Center almost 6 separate times to refill it. Meaning Zip Zap Zop killed more than 80 Merrill that were living in that lake. Winona led was...
real quick, yeah, that's something that I think that's kind of one of the turnoffs for me of like not being super keen on wanting to do a lot of Nuzlocks or even any to begin with, because grinding and like not only the amount of research you have to do, but the amount of grinding that you have to do to potentially lose and basically like waste like 30 to 40 hours of your time because you technically failed and have to start all over again. I know that it's fun for some people, and like I like playing difficult games, but for me that seems like a lot. It's kind of like it'd be like playing a Dark Souls game, but like a permadeath run where you die once and you have to start all over. Like, imagine making it like 20 hours into like Dark Souls 1 and like you're all the way through Blight Town and then like you fall off a ledge and then you have to start all over again. Like, I don't know if I would have the mental fortitude to be able to handle something like that. Like, I couldn't imagine investing 30 plus hours into a Nuzlocke run, getting halfway through the game, and then getting swept or losing because I didn't farm enough or something, and then I have to start all over again. Like, I don't know. Like, to each their own, and I might try it one day, but it sounds like a lot.
Swellow, which Zip Zap Zop was able to take out. But she immediately brought out Altaria, which made me very scared because I know she's got Earthquake on that thing. I didn't have a clean switch, and I knew no one on the team could take 2 hits from this Cloud Bird. So I ultimately decided that I'd have to have Zip Zap Zop paralyze it in exchange for his death. Goodbye, Zip Zap Zop. You weren't here for long, but your efforts will not be in vain. Oh my god! Somehow Zip Zap Zop
Nice.
lived the earthquake on 2 HP like a mad...
You know, I don't think it was somehow either. Here, hold on. All right, we're back. Yeah, I don't think it was somehow. I think, if I remember correctly, I'm not super familiar with how EV training works. I'm sure there are plenty of charts I could look up, but because she had her Magneton fight Meryl, I think that boosted her health EVs. So it basically made it bulkier and tankier. So like every time that she would level up from defeating a specific Mon, it would raise a specific one of her 6 stats more than the others. And by fighting Meryl, I think that helped focus on her health. So being able to tank that hit because it had more health, I think that's how it happened.
Corn must have been looking down on us for that one because there was definitely a 90% chance Zip Zap Zop was supposed to die there. With that string of luck, I was able to switch Ari in for Zip Zap Zop to predict another earthquake and started chipping away at the Altaria, which was not gonna be easy. She was already starting to stack up those dragon dances, which make her moves even more powerful, and I was legitimately sweating. But with what little luck we had left, Winona got greedy and tried to get in that last dragon dance, and that's when Ari was able to swoop in and snipe that kill. If that Altaria would have decided to attack at any point, she would have one-shotted anyone and everyone on my team. Thank you, Corn. You shined your photosynthesis onto us.
You love dumb
From
AI
there,
in
I was
Pokemon.
able to heal up Zip Zap Zop and sweep the rest of her team. The 6th gym badge was ours. Outside the Safari Zone, I found a Duskull I was able to catch. I tried to have Gary on the team since resurrecting him from the dirt, but he honestly has like no moves that do damage, so I decided to replace him with Sin. We arrived in Lily Cove and I tried fishing on the beach for a Pokemon, but Chad punched the Whalmer I reeled up too hard and killed it. We stormed Team Magma's base, and while trying to get the Master Ball they've got on the ground, an Electrode exploded and almost killed Chad, which was uncalled for. After beating their admin, they escaped into a submarine, and I went on to fight the next gym. Tate and Liza were the first double battle gym leaders, and I didn't realize until too late that I was just a tad underleveled for them.
Ooh, that's rough. This is a hard gym fight too. It's way harder in Emerald,
Pokemon,
so she might be more forgiving here, but
I think we should be okay. 42?
And
Uh-oh.
she might have some
Sin
depths
and
here.
Zip Zap Zop made a good duo, being able to confuse and paralyze them, but Solrock managed to get off a Sunny Day powered flamethrower in Zip Zap Zop's face, which totally killed him.
That sucks.
Really sucked. He put in so much work for the team and really carried us this far. The rest of this fight's for you, Zip Zap Zop. Squidward came out, and together with Sin, were able to finish off the duo, getting us our 7th gym badge.
Good for you.
Alright, Spurky, you're up. I think I single-handedly wiped out the entire water Pokemon population between Zip Zap Zop and Spurky. I went to Shoal Cave and caught Blubby the Spheal, and went out to take on Maxie one last time. For some reason, I didn't learn my lesson when being underleveled for Tate and Liza, because I was even more underleveled for Maxie.
Oh, you gotta grind.
It doesn't go down? This fight was rough. Chad was able to take out his Mightyena, but I resorted to Squidward when his Crobat came out, and luck wasn't on my side here, because Squidward was killed by a high roll wing attack. The way Pokemon works is there's a small range of damage an attack can do. It's not actually the same all the time, and it's kinda based on chance. So even though it looked like Squidward could have lived 2 wing attacks, Maxie was able to get a low roll on the first one, and a high roll on the second, which was the death of Squidward. But it wasn't time to give up. We had to persevere for Squidward. Ari came in and took out the Crobat and lived on 1 HP when hit by Camerap's Rock Slide. It was a tough battle, but we squeaked by. Barely. After that fight, I needed to take a step back and seriously grind up the team again. If we were just a bit more underleveled, we would have been murdered. Blubby joined the team and we got to work, eventually arriving in Sutopolis. Steven and the Sutopolis gym leader Wallace were there saying Groudon was in the cave because someone used the wrong orb and pissed him off. So I went in there, walked up to Groudon, and Master Balled him immediately. There's no way I'm fighting Groudon. Now get in the box. While fighting Wallace, Spurky was able to take out his Love Disc and Celio. Sin beat his Whiscash, and Chad finished off the Milotic.
Nice.
The team was perfect. And after obtaining our final gym badge, I knew we were ready for the Elite Four. We got through Victory Road. Wally tried to fight us for the last time, but he just needs to stop. We exited the cave, and there it was. The final challenge. Here we go. Sydney was up first, and honestly, he wasn't a challenge at all. Chad and Teriyaki were able to take care of his team with ease. Phoebe wasn't difficult either, with Sin and Blubby being MVPs.
There we go.
Glacio was a bit tougher. Teriyaki was able to take out her Glalie, and Spurky could handle her Celios, but her Walrein was the big problem. Walreins are thick, can tank a lot of hits, and can do a lot of damage. I would know. because I have one. I brought out Chad and she was able to get in a good amount of damage, but she was ultimately killed by Blizzard. Sin came out to try and confuse it, but it broke through the confusion and landed a Sheer Cold. Sheer Cold is a one-hit KO move. It has a 30% chance of hitting the target and will fail if the target Pokemon's level is higher than the user's. But even under all those conditions, it hit.
Damn,
and
man,
Sin was killed.
That's some bad
luck. 2 great team members, down and out. Chad was with us for so long and pulled so much weight, and Sin got us through some really tough battles. Even with those losses, we were able to finish.
Man, real quick though, I'll point out that, granted, like, I don't always have access to trade evolutions, and I don't know if she was playing on a DS or an emulator or what she was doing, but if she had the means or was able to, if she could have evolved Machoke into Machamp, and she could have evolved her Dusclops into... Well, actually, no, never mind. Dusk Noir is a Gen 4, so he didn't even exist yet. But if she could have evolved Machoke into Machamp, that might have made a huge difference in a lot of her fights that she struggled with, especially being underleveled. So, I mean, just food for thought. If you're capable of leveling, or I should say evolving a trade Pokemon, 100% do it if they're going to be a mainstay on your team, especially for a Nuzlocke, because it can make all the difference with stats.
Glacia off and move on to the final Elite Four member, Drake. Drake's got a tough team, but we've got a Blubby, and she wanted revenge for her fallen comrades. She ice beamed every single one of Drake's Pokemon. Just a straight up massacre.
Easy breezy.
And with that, it was on to the last battle. Steven Stone.
There we go.
I was legitimately nervous. I led with Spurky to take out his Skarmory as quick as possible, and Blubby was able to take out his Claydol and Aggron, but then came his Metagross. This might be the end. Metagross is Steven's strongest Pokemon, so I needed to hinder it as much as I could before it started doing serious damage. I knew his Metagross had Earthquake, which would definitely take out most of my team, so I had to have Spurky Kamikaze to get a paralysis off. Blubby came out again, and after a lot of hard work, finally beat the Metagross by spamming Surf. Teriyaki was able to finish his Cradily, and his final Pokemon was Armaldo. Gary's final revenge for getting booted from the team. I brought out Blubby because Teriyaki was pretty weakened, and after realizing she gets two-shotted by him, I knew she was gonna have to die. So with a heavy heart, Blubby pulled off her last Surf, getting Armaldo in the red, and was killed. Teriyaki, the Pokemon who's been with us from the start, who's seen her friends die in front of her, the OG, refused to let any more murder happen. Onion, Corn, Zip Zap Zop, Squidward, Chad, Sin, Spurky, Blubby. Their zeros and ones won't go down in vain. One good kick to the head, and we did it. We completed the Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Teriyaki and Ari were the only survivors, but the whole team put in a lot of work to get us to number 1. A cheers to the true Mad Lads.
Deoxys in the background. Oh my god, that was fantastic. I love that. Oh, so good. Oh my god, that animation was just incredible. My god, I loved everything about that. The storytelling was great too. She had a lot of funny jokes in there. It was just really fun to watch. Like, she had a great arc. Yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff. It was fun getting to kind of hear about her experience with a Nuzlocke. But yeah, as you could kind of tell, a lot of things. You got to do a lot of research. You got to know your opponents. You got to know move sets, learn sets. You got to know what Pokemon are available to you on each route, how you want to structure your team going forward step by step through the game. Depends on what kind of rule set you're playing with. If you're going to use no items, if you're not going to allow yourself to have over-leveling. If you are, though, then you have to be ready and willing to farm and to grind levels, especially if you lose a mon in a fight and you have to replace it and then grind that one up. Because in the earlier generations, that is just tedious as hell, and it can be a struggle. But, I mean, teach their own. Again, like, this, it looks like a lot of fun. It just, you gotta be ready to make some sacrifices, and you gotta be willing to lose at some point. But, yeah, this was a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know if you enjoyed this, if there are any PokeTubers or Pokemon fans out there that see this and enjoy this content. Let me know if there are any other PokeTubers out there that you'd like me to check out any of their content or any other animations or any other game or Let's Play stuff like this. I would really love to expand, my reaction base and the things that I do. I'm still going to do detailed reactions and analysis of, artists, musical groups, and the other YouTubers that I have made videos to so far. I'm just trying to do more variety so I can get more people in here to enjoy this content with us. But like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Link down in the description below for the original. Go give her a view. She did an amazing job with this. She put a lot of time and effort into it. She deserves a view and she deserves your subscription. This is just me enjoying it from afar. And again, yeah, let me know if you guys like this or not. And yeah, no, I can kind of tell this is a bit of a long video. So I'll try and cut them down in the future. And if you hung in here until the end, thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon. Have a good day.